Hi, and welcome to room 243 and our environmental science course, our AP environmental science course. You can see our room behind us, great big space with lots of laboratory space for kids to move around. It's just a great setting. I've got a little presentation for you tonight, and I'm going to share that with you. And I want to thank you, first of all, for just being here this evening and taking the time to learn a little bit about our APES class. So my name is Tracy Francis, and I've been teaching in the district since 2001. It's actually my 21st year teaching. I've been here for a long time. It seems to have flown by, but I really enjoy it. So it's a great opportunity. I'm also our science department think team leader and department head, which is a real honor for me. And most of all, I'm really grateful to be a mom of a 5, almost 6-year-old at Rogers Elementary. She's a first grader. And I know how it is to be a parent and a teacher in the district. And so I will have some good perspective. Usually kids see me with this mask on. And so I'm going to take it off because I'm here alone in the building, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. All right, our schedule, we're back to the 6-hour schedule. It is a fast-paced schedule. We have about an hour in every single class. And I am teaching APES second hour, so kids are nice and fresh when they come to me. It seems like we run out of time almost every single class. But that is a natural thing for our AP courses. A couple of tips I'd like to share with everybody. Kids are really trying to be successful this course. I tend to have students who really are ambitious, and that's fantastic. That iceberg illusion is that it comes automatically, but what we know is that it's dedication and hard work and just making mistakes and learning from them. And so we're going to really promote in this classroom having a growth mindset each week. I actually have a very intentional time in which we talk about growth mindset to help students actually figure out how to take things like mistakes and make them into learning opportunities. Today we talked about the power of the word yet, Y-E-T, and how instead of saying I can't do it, you can say I can't do it yet. And it really changes the way that we approach our learning. Of course, I want kids to be here on time and fully present where they're engaged in what's going on. We'll try to reduce the distractions in the classroom, and I'm just asking that at home, try to set up an area where students, your teenagers, have very few distractions. Perhaps their phone goes away, have a good workspace. Music is okay. I usually tell kids it's best if it doesn't have lyrics, so lyricless music is best. And then I want to encourage them to be kids who ask questions, who contribute to the class discussions. We have a couple of structural things in place to help students, and that is Schoology, which I think you're mostly familiar with. We also have our chemistry daily files, which I'll share with you as well. That contains our agendas, and I'll show you some great stuff on there. And then also, they need to really commit themselves to doing the reading that is required in this course. There is such a broad and vast amount of material. It is literally impossible for us to go over every single item in this course. I'm going to hit the big highlights. I'm going to hit the stuff that's really hard, and then they're going to supplement that with their reading and using the AP classroom, which all of our students have signed up for or are in the process of signing up. So I'm going to show you our daily files. They look a little bit like this. It's a little snapshot of that, and I'm going to pull them over here for us to see. And so on the front, we have a little bulletin board. They can put it in present mode or leave it like this. We always have the Eco Hero. There's Eco News going on, Eco Tips. We've got school calendars and such, our growth mindset. But probably most important are the table of contents. And so students can get around here. It's got the agenda for the day, and it has a description of any other slides that follow. They also have a series of references that they can use throughout the year, and then a list of all the science news, the eco heroes, and the reading list. So I'm going to show you quick here we'll have a whole set of reading lists. So they'll be listed across the top as we go on. We're on Unit 1 right now. And some of them are going to be formal and some will be informal. So these are going to be all of the required readings. Students can get a head start on those. We've already assigned A and B will be assigned very soon. And then if they want, they can go ahead and get a head start on any of these. They're available digitally. They can also get the Miller textbook and in hard copy. There's also support readings. So if we're going over a concept and you need more information about it, you can go to these readings. And then for students who are really going to push themselves to get that next higher score on their AP exam, or they just really want to know a little bit more, dig a little bit deeper, we've got this section of reading. So there's a required, there's a support, which is optional, but very helpful. Most kids do read through those. And then we'll have a number of students who do the digging deeper. So students are able to navigate around here. They'll see like a little return to BB or bulletin board. They can go to the agenda. So this was our agenda for today. So we set up our e-notebook. We finished our speed dating today. I've got what's past due, homework that's coming up, and any calendar items that they need. If we don't get to an item, I do strike it through and I move it to the next part of the agenda. And that way, if a student misses, they can use this as their guide as to what they missed during class. So they don't necessarily have to email me, although they can, and say, hey, what did we cover in class? They'll see it right away on this document. Okay, I'm going to scooch that back over for us. And let's keep going. So what goes on in APES? There's reading, there's writing, there's thinking, there's talking. Oh, I love the talking that happens. And we do a lot of science. The whole goal of this is to actually complete the APES exam, the AP environmental exam. This year it's on May 3rd. It's at 8 a.m. local time. That is one of the earliest slots for AP exams. So we have a very, very tight schedule. This is a college level course. We start to apply our knowledge in many different ways. We start to dig really deep and look at the issues around the world from a lot of different perspectives. So environmental science actually is like a very integrated topic: biology, ecology, chemistry, physics, meteorology, and so on and so on. And so kids get a really vast array of information, even history. I mean, it's a really awesome subject. There is regular homework and reading, and they will be collaborating a lot with their peers to make sense of ideas. We have 9 units of study, everything from ecosystems, which we're in right now, to energy, to global climate change. We are able to really dig deep into these conversations, these topics, have deep conversations, and really figure out what we can do as individuals to make a difference in each of those units. So things that we're looking at in this unit will be dissecting owl pellets, not for the sake of putting the owl pellet back together, but actually to calculate the energy transfer, which is really quite cool. We'll learn about the 10% rule. We've been looking at our ecological footprint. We'll learn about the cycling of nitrogen, phosphorus, and carbon, as well as the hydrologic cycle. Look at the 10% rule and the law of thermodynamics and how it applies to the environment. I'm going to help them get ready for our exam by practicing free response questions. I'll be teaching them how to analyze task verbs that will be found in the APES exam. So all of our students need to be, it doesn't matter if they're taking the exam or not, every single student needs to be logged in and signed up with the AP College Board. And they've got a link to this on their bulletin board, and this is the code. Most students have done this already. If they have not at this point, they must get that done. So we'll give quizzes and practice and videos through the AP classroom, okay? It is also where they're going to sign up for the exam. So some people are like, well, I'm going to take it, but not take the exam. And I would say, I think that just about everybody should take the exam. So about 90% of the colleges in the US are going to offer credit for their qualifying scores, somewhere of a 3 or above, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the maximum. We've had a number of students get a 5 even in the pandemic year, which is fantastic. You could also have get an APES Scholar Award, and that looks really good on the college admission applications. Helps you have an idea about how prepared you are for college and whether you need to have some other types of support. And then you save time after high school and you save some cash because it's a lot cheaper than taking courses. So I'm going to encourage everybody to take the exam. Our grading is going to be on a total points basis. The categories that I'm going to use are class and homework, laboratory quizzes, which are formative assessments, or some of our formative assessments, summative assessments, which might be a test. We will have some cumulative tests as well, because we're preparing for a single exam at the end of the year. And then there will be a category called classroom community as we work to build a scientific community here. There'll be activities and processes that we go through in order to create that scientific community. So late work. The goal is to have it done on time, right? That's ideal. And we know that on-time learning is always the best. Sometimes there are extenuating circumstances, let me know that. Due dates are going to be up to date in Schoology as well on the daily files. But if a student is going to need to turn in late work, if they do it before the end of the unit, they can still earn 70% credit and 50% credit after the unit. And then our cutoff point will be the marking period. So there'll be 4 marking periods. 2 of those are progress reports, 2 of those are official grading times where they will actually hit the transcript. So again, I prefer it in on time, but I do understand that things happen and sometimes students have to make decisions. I do value the work that we do, and so we try to give it a significant amount of credit, especially if it's done before the end of the unit. All right, so how do we keep in touch? Oh, there's our kids doing their biome speed dating down there. Pretty cool. You should ask them about that. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me, just because I can answer at any time. I do have a little one at home, so that helps. You can reach me on my phone, 837-8963. That's a new number for me, so you might see a different number floating about the district. And then finally, you can reach me through Schoology. I want to thank you so much for coming this evening and taking a little look into our classroom. If you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to contact me. Hope you guys have a great evening.